really hoping she does me, not me, but hey, next. As weird as that sounded, the day is finally here because today we'll be reacting to Kelly Clarkson Kellyokeing me. But before we start, this is a reaction video. It's a commentary video, so I'm gonna pause and provide some commentary along the way, but I'll of course link the full performance below so that you can check it out without me disturbing you. Be clicked reaction, so here we are.
Bury myself into somebody else. Shut out some parts of me, did it so casually.
Love that vibrato and the way that her tone on the end of it sounds sort of like dry, if that makes sense. It's so good. And I like the way that she held that first long note too. Like she held it slightly longer than usual with the vibrato on there. Very beautiful. And one thing I'm also really excited about this song is seeing who's on the backing vocals. I don't know. I hope there's a choir here. I hope so.
Yes, I needed that to be able to step back.
The deep notes of the glissando.
My life without me, I never allowed me to
with a breath on it.
Too much I've had to live for, put my life on hold for.
Had a little bit of that, you know what I mean when I say dryness? I don't mean it in a like, your voice sounds dry. It sounds dry. I just mean it like there's no. She doesn't add vibrato to those parts, and she just lets the note or the tone, the vibration just end like. And she also had a little bit of that here. Absolutely adore those low notes. Oh my gosh. Always love to hear a singer who we are so used to praising the belts for and all that. I also, you know this, but I really love to hear them on low notes and hear their full range like that. And not only like dipping into a low note, but singing in there, like exploring that part of their voice. I really like it.
Never allowed me to. Too much I've had to live for, put my life on hold for. I'm always pleasing someone, honestly now I'm done. I don't need somebody to hold me.
Yes.
Don't need somebody to love me. Don't need
Jessie is there. I love this arrangement so much. Like the arrangement of this song is so good. I love a good gospel feel type of song, you know, soulful gospel with a Hammond and the big voices on the backing vocals. And obviously Kelly's big vocals too. She hasn't like really gone in there yet, but yeah, we're getting there.
I don't need somebody to hold me. Don't need somebody to love me. Don't need somebody to pick these pieces up. I put some.
Did you hear Jessie there? I mean, her tone is so much like Kelly's that you could hear her just a little bit at the end there of the backing vocal phrase. It's incredible when she like gives that those big open vowels. She sounds so much like Kelly. It's so cool. And I think there are some stems in the background too. On the choir, they sound very much like there's more than just the 3 backing vocals here, but they're doing the job and then they fill it out with the stems, you know, to fill out the whole soundscape. And I wonder if it hits differently for Kelly to sing this now, almost a year later than when it came out. Was that May when those 2 came out? Anyway, yeah, I wonder if it sort of hits different now because she's done a lot of shows and all that. It's not new anymore. More so like when she did Mine, it was newer when she karaoke'd that. And but she had already done it live too back then. But now it's been a while.
Somebody to pick these pieces up. I put together my broken. Let go of the pain I've been holding. Don't need to need somebody. When I got me.
Yes. I love that too. The when I got. I love the when I got that the backing vocalist does there. And that always a smooth transition into her head voice. But do you notice at some of her onsets into the notes that there's this sort of the dryness that I talk about again? Like there's this breath before it. If you want a specific example, right here it was when she said pain. It was like pain, not pain, like where the vowel hits straight after the p, but pain, you know? And in this instance, I don't know if that's because there's something up or if it's more of a stylistic choice that's developed over the time that she's been performing this song, because it doesn't sound exactly like the studio version in terms of just her onsets on the notes. But I love it. I love an onset like that. I think it's so cool, and it sounds a little bit like Mariah Carey-esque. I think that's the second time I use Mariah Carey-esque on this channel. It's weird. Love the build-up in the band, everything. So let's go back and hear a little bit more of that high note. A nice break into the chest voice there too. A little grit on the break there. What's incredible is just how smooth she is. Like I said, when she went from her head voice into the chest voice there, that was very much like it's a more abrupt, like it was straight in from the head voice to the chest voice without like the mixed transition. It's straight into it, but without the vocal break. There wasn't like a clear, or maybe like there's a little bit, but it sounded very smooth, and that's really cool too. It doesn't always have to be the big yodel break, you know. And her control there with the little variations and everything, it's really cool.
I bet you feel the absence of my love every night.
Just
There's no one else.
so smooth.
You are the reason I said goodbye.
Oh, nice with that
Don't
one.
need somebody to scold me. Don't need somebody that hurts me. Don't need somebody who feels.
Okay, before we build that up, I'm very sorry, but I'm gonna forget to talk about this if we go into something bigger, you know? When she went into the same melody there, but the octave down, don't need some, that's so cool. She was very much connected and very, like if I compare it to the studio version, she goes a little bit more into the Yanni space there, a little bit more, don't need some, you know, the Yanni space. It helps you go down to the lower notes, but here she was very much like, don't need somebody to, like straight from the chest instead of going into that, don't need some. I'm exaggerating it, but you know what I mean? If you listen to the studio version part, this exact part, and this live performance, she's way more like fuller in this. And that's not to say that she couldn't do that when she did the studio version. It's just stylistic choices. But it's also, again, she's been performing this song for a while now. So some little details like that are going to change because she gets used to singing it, like where her placement usually is of it live can be different from how it felt in the studio when the song was fresher.
Cause I don't need somebody to scold me.
Don't need somebody.
Don't need somebody that hurts me.
Hurts.
Don't need somebody
Yanni.
who feels weak. Standing next to me, I put together my pocket. Let go of your hand, I've been holding. Don't need to need somebody.
Oh, that on the highest part of body, like her vibrato on that ba. It was so good. Oh my gosh, like to me, her voice sounds so healthy because that vibrato sounded just so healthy. The way that just came out there, the placement of it, and with those gorgeous open vowels and all this stuff happening with such ease for her. It's so cool. And one thing I want you to know, One thing that I want you to notice, thank you, is her placement, like in the face, if that makes sense. Like when she went from that, don't need somebody, very like chesty out there. And then when she geared up sort of to go into those belts, you could sort of feel it moving from the chest and more into that mask space. And then, yeah, because that's how you get the mix and everything. You draw those two together, you know, the head and the chest, but with that mask too to help. That's oh. Oh my gosh, yes.
That was a song called Me, the first.
I'm gonna listen to that too. But let me just say first, when she went into that head voice, at first I was like, oh, she didn't hold it as long as I thought she would because of what I'm used to, you know? But that break, when she came back, she did that little, what do I call it? Little motive, little trill, little run sort of thing she did there. Very Ariana Grande sounding, the little melody of that. Da, 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 da. You know, she doesn't own that, but it sound when you do it in that type of range, like up there with a woo 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 sound, it sounds very Ariana Grande-esque, and it's cool. They've been working together on all that, so that makes sense too. I love the new details that she's added to this. Some are probably like just on the fly now because she's having fun with it, but there's also this getting used to it, like how the song sits in the body. Like that makes it sound different when you've been performing a song for a while versus when it was fresh out of the studio and new to you. I mean, some artists do perform songs on tour way before they go and then do it in the studio, but you know what I mean. Like now the song's been sitting in her body for longer.
Fact is actually Gail, who did A, B, C, D, E, F.
Yeah.
We've never met, but she's my Texas little sister that I wrote that song with. Started writing this song that really was like capturing what I needed like for the album, and we'd never even met and we're decades apart, but it was a really cool way to write a song. So thank you, Gail, once again for helping me write that song.
That's sweet. Giving props to her co-writers of the song. Yeah. And I've reacted to when she sings A, B, C, D, E, F, U too. So you can go watch that after if you want. But if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Leave a black heart because I'm wearing a black shirt. Leave a black heart in the comments if you're still watching so that I can see that you're still watching and appreciate you, and heart it back because I really do appreciate you. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. Become a member on my Buy Me a Coffee if you want to do that. I'm gonna step it up there, do some more stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Now